Good morning, everyone. Greetings from the Institute of Global Professional IGP Bangladesh. Greetings from the Institute of Global Professional IGP Bangladesh. Thank you all for joining us and staying with us till the end. Honorable knowledge seeker, today I am your host for the joining us. And today I am your host for the morning. My name is Yani Akhtar Chaudhary. I am from Bangladesh. Dear knowledge seekers, I am proud to be associated with IGP as a global member. IGP is a non-government organization. Uh, is a social and ISO certified international training institute. In 3 years, we already served 3 million knowledge seekers from 100 plus countries. IGP is internationally recognized and globally accredited. We are connected to more than 250 plus profession and 4,500 plus organizations. Listed of Global Professional IGP and ISO 9001 2015 and 10002 2018 is the training faculty for skill development, which was founded in 2020 and is generating competent candidates to meet demand in the global labor market by providing professional qualifications. The Institute of Global Professional is an educational institute that provides social work globally recognized and reputable. We serve student and community resource providing holistic social work and education. We believe that it's not effective to increase one's skill just by acquiring formal education. So we provide effective training and consultation to generation all over the world. We distribute our services locally, nationally, and internationally to students, job seekers, job holders, and also for learners through respective campus location and distance learning platform. We are an occupational and dependable institution. IGP is one of the famous online institutes from all over the world. Our vision is education. It's not a business product, it's a part of our human lives. Based on our vision, we are trying to reach all corners of the world for free webinars, seminars, courses, awards, quiz competition, mentoring, and counseling tips. On the other side, we are also trying to serve more than 100 premium services for free like read own portfolio website, resume builder, cover letter, motivational letter, and world knowledge platform for gathering general knowledge, which can upgrade all day. Kids learning game website, free courses, converter sites, and many, many more. We have to empower youth to learn to meet their expectations and dreams and become highly skilled people. We implement several trainings, programs, webinars, and offline online courses for youth and learners by professional trainers, speakers, and coaches. Our sessions are conducted by globally renowned professionals to develop all kinds of youth and to promote the education of their abilities and personalities. To ensure excellent in-depth instruction, we arranged with qualified trainers, speakers, and instructors. We extend free services to more than 3 million knowledge seekers in the last 2 years. We have affiliations with universities and organizations and have been accomplished. We are working to create a legendary generation of future scholars and citizens who will be accountable. We are constantly prepared to assist all knowledge seekers with valuable service. Spreading knowledge is crucial for the Institute of Global Professionals. We believe that knowledge is love, life, and vision. So we try to understand the needs of today's generation and will serve them with good research and practice method. We must have a genuine concern for the learners. We represent more diversity, growth, and innovation are required. To lead a session with professionalism, passion, and integrity. IGP members are committed to offering effective, best quality service and continuous improvement so that individuals who seek information can improve their skill levels and value. Before I move to the next, let me remind you don't forget to share, tag, and mention your friends in the comment box. I repeat, before we move to the next, let me remind you don't forget to share, tag, and mention your friends in the comment box. And your support is very valuable to us. Thank you. Moving to the next, with your continuous support, we already completed 1,227 webinars successfully. At present, we are going to start our 1,228 and our program name is The Importance of Literature in Modern Times. And today's speaker name is Annalisa B. Verdillo, MAIE. She's from Philippines. Before I hand over the stage to our ma'am, want to share a very little about our speaker. She's assistant professor, Baliwak Polytechnical College, assistant principal, Baliwak Cross and Flame Academy. Now, very important moment for me to invite our speaker to IGP with her presentation. Now, very important moment for me to invite our speaker to IGP with her presentation. Hello, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. So, good day.
Good
Thank you
day,
so
ma'am.
much, ma'am, for that wonderful introduction. It is
Most
indeed a
welcome.
great honor and privilege to be the speaker in this webinar entitled The Importance of Literature in Modern Times. I welcome and thank the participants from different countries. I hope that you are all doing great. I hope that on this webinar you will learn a lot of things that you probably use and apply in today's living and future endeavor. And to my students, your participation is so important because of your goal is to provide information that could help you value and know the importance of literature. So I welcome you all on this topic, the importance of literature in modern times. So I am your speaker, Ms. Annalisa Viverdillo, representing Philippines. So let me share my screen to you. So definition of literature, let us have first what literature is all about. The word literature is modified from a Latin word litera or literatura or literatus that means writing formed with letters. Let us look at what is literature according to definitions by different celebrated literary personalities. Literature generally can be any written work, but especially an artistic or intellectual work of writing. It is one of the fine arts like painting, dancing, music, and others, which provide a aesthetic pleasure to the readers. It differs from a written works by only its one additional trait, that is a aesthetic beauty. If a written work lacks aesthetic beauty and serves only utilitarian purpose, it is not literature. The entire genre, like poetry, drama, or prose, is blend of intellectual works and has a aesthetic beauty of that work. When there is no any aesthetic beauty in any written works, that is not pure literature. So in short, literature evokes imaginative words through the conscious arrangement of words that tell a story. These stories are told through different genres or type of literature. So this literature can generally tell us new ways to read, think, imagine, and feel, and make sense of our own expressions or experiences. It also invites us to meet interesting characters and to visit interesting characters and to visit different places, to use our imagination and to think about things that might otherwise escape our notice to see them to the world or our own perspective. Next, definition of literature according to the different writers. So, throughout the history of English literature, many of the great writers have defined it and expressed its meaning in their own way. Here are the few famous definition of literature by timeless celebrated authors. According to the Virginia Woolf, Virginia defined literature in a perfect way. Literature is strewn with the wreckage of those who have minded beyond reason, the opinion of others. According to Ezra Pound, great literature is simply language charged with meaning to the utmost possible degree. According to Alfred North Whitehead, It is in literature that the concrete outlook of humanity receives its expression. How we perceive the humanity and how we um, state our own expressions or emotions. According to Henry James, it takes a great deal of history to produce a little literature. According to Lewis, literature adds to reality. It does not simply describe it, it enriches the necessary competencies that daily life requires and provides. And it's this respect, it irrigates the desert of our lives have already become. According to Oscar Wilde, literature always anticipates life. It does not copy, it it molds it to our purpose. The 19th century, as we know it, is largely an invention of Balzac. Then, according to Chesterton, literature is a luxury. Fiction is a necessity. According to Foster, the definition of literature by Foster is much interesting. What is wonderful about great literature is that it transforms the man who reads it towards the condition of the man who wrote all this definition of literature by great writers presents different aspect of it and show that in how many ways it can be effective or effective. So here the definition of literature here. So we have in literature, we have this denotative meaning and then the connotative meaning. So these definitions just come from celebrated people who were able to express themselves about the meaning of literature. This is their own perspective. In literature, we have this denotative and the connotative. When we say denotative meaning, we are referring to the literal meaning of the word. The dictionary definition. It is objective meaning of the word with no associated emotion. That is for denotative. Denotation is an important literary device in that it allows a writer, so once you were a writer, you were able to choose the exact word to describe or convey something to the reader. It may be in a form of denotative, where emotion is not associated. We have here careful word selection that gives writer an opportunity to be as clear, to be as direct, and precise as possible. So that is the denotative meaning when it comes to literature. So when we say connotative meaning, on the other hand, it refers to the associations that are connected to a certain word or the emotional suggestion related to that word. So again, when we say denotative meaning, it is not associated with emotion. It comes from the literal meaning of words. It comes from the dictionary definition. But when we say connotative, we are dealing here with our emotions. The connotative meaning of a word exists together with a denotative meaning. Connotation is a feeling or emotion that a word evokes or carries, and this affects the way a reader understands its use. So this connotative meaning has something to do with how we perceive the words because of our emotions, with our expressions. Next. Literature, a depiction of society. It might sound strange that what is literature's relation with a society could be. However, literature is an integral part of any society and has a profound effect on ways and thinking of people of that society. Actually, society is not only subject matter of literature, it literally shapes a society and its belief. Students who study literature grow up to become the future of the country. Hence, it's an impact on society and it molds it. According to the different definitions of literature by authors, it is literary, thus the depiction of society. Therefore, we call it mirror of society. So because of these definitions from different authors, from different celebrities, no, this literature is called also as the mirror of society because students who were able to study this literature grow up to be the future of the country because they were able to establish their rapport. Aside from establishing their rapport, they were able to express themselves through poems, to different literary features. So writers use it effectively to point out the ill aspect of society that improved them. They also use it to highlight the positive aspects of a society to promote goodwill in society. So when we say depiction, the meaning of this depiction is the representation in words or images of something or someone. So depiction of society. How are we going to represent the images or something? Literature indeed reflects the society. It gives values and it ills. It is corrective function. Literature mirrors the ills of the society with a view to making the society realize its mistakes and make amends. It also projects the virtues of good values in the society for people to emulate. Next. So we have here the importance of literature in modern times. So how do we deal with literature, most especially in this modern times? So literature, I sincerely believe it is a paramount importance for the development of modern society. Literature possesses the capability to transport the reader's mind into a completely different universe full of love, peace, sorrow, and conflict. It is therefore no wonder that for avid readers, literature is an escape route from the harsh realities of life. The beauty of literature is that it is a reflection of human self. So when we say typically literature, it is the reflection of our humanity. It is how we perceive, we understand what literature is all about. Containing within its realms the entire spectrum of sentiments and emotions that we feel or associate ourselves with. So when we say this literature no, allows a person to step back in time and learn about life on earth from the ones who walked before us. We can gather a better understanding of culture and have a greater appreciation of them. We learn through the ways history is recorded in that form of manuscript and uh, through speech itself. So literature has been a form of entertainment since hundreds of years, providing readers with an opportunity to take a break from the pain, sorrow, ennui, and toil of daily life. The current tech-savvy world has thrown us the extensive array of entertainment avenues, but it still have failed to dislodge reading as a primary source of recreation. So meaning to say, literature has a unique element of entertaining its readers. When we read literature, the stories we find give us relief from our usual course. And by following the plot keenly, we find ourselves being entertained. It gives us a aesthetic pleasure. It also has a unique ability to make us believe we are within the world it describes. It also allows us to experience the past, present, future, and other ways of life. So when we say literature as tech savvy, when we say tech savvy, this technology, no, this technology has changed the way we perceive, we interpret, and even write literature by creating the ability for everyone to write through social networks, reviews, and blogging. And it has been for better technology, has and will continue to influence literature in multitude of different ways. So this technology has something to do, has an impact on how are we going to entertain ourselves through these technologies that will continue to help us to understand literature in multitude of different ways. So we have here literature in education. So for the majority of people around the world, our first series encounter with literature comes from school. So as we go to school, we were able to encounter what literature is all about with our English subject, probably. Reading and writing has been drilled in all of us from an early age, and this is set in emotion with the start of examinations. Being able to empathize with a group of characters written on a page is categorical and from a student's perspective a necessary skills. Additionally, the ability to sense them themes and messages open us up to another way of thinking. Literature becomes a vessel. The 130 million books which have been published around the world are guides for readers and generate a bridge for them to learn something new. So this literature in education starts from the school itself, wherein we used to read and write. And from that reading and writing, we were able to understand what literature is all about. We could give our own interpretation. We could give our own perspective to a concept or to a context. So literature provides language model for those who hear and read it. By using literary text, students learn new words, syntax and discourse, functions, and they learn to correct sentence patterns, standards, and develop their writing skills. It also allows young people to develop the ability to think critically about different topics from a range of different theoretical perspectives. So this literature in education could probably help us it could mold us and develop our writing skills and even our reading skills. Because here we were able to critically think, we could develop our ability to understand, to give our own perspective, to give our own interpretation to theoretical ways or contexts. Next. I have here also literature within history. So we all know that history is not only a gateway to the past, it also is suggestive of our present and future. Within every time period lies different people, and within them, different stages in our ever-growing culture. Each individual before was a product of their own time. As a species, we evolve every day, and without the timestamp the literature give us, we would know nothing about the past. So merely, this speaks about the history. History has something to do with our present and with our future. Literature allows a person to step back in time and learn about life on the earth from the ones who walked before us. We can gather a better understanding of culture, our own differences, our own perspective, our own norms and values, and even our beliefs. We have here a greater appreciation of them. We learn through the ways history is recorded, in forms of manuscript and through speech itself. So when we say literature within the history, throughout history, there has been a connection among literary works from different periods. So these literary works from the past has something to do with the present and even the future. The connection is that history, current events, and social events have influenced this literature. In discovering the history of a race, feelings, aspirations, customs, and traditions of people are surely to be included, and these feelings, aspiration, customs, and traditions has something to do with our past and how we reason out, how we value, how we treasure this history of literature. Literature, apart from being a source of entertainment and information, has also become somewhat a conversation striker in a modern society. We often hear successful people talk about the important role played by books involving their career choices and making them successful. Also, we can see the importance of literature in modern times in the form of many technological innovations that are inspired by literature. So, in other words, this literature could mold us. Once you are fond of reading, even writing, put it into action, reading literature, it has something to you to mold you as an individual, to mold your career and make you successful. It becomes a part of your daily living because it helps you to become a professional individual someday or a successful individual someday. This literature could help you motivate yourself and to become successful individual. Aside from that, new innovations could be inspired by this literature. So another importance of literature is a trip to the past. So not just fast tracking our thought process towards the future, literature has this tremendous ability to take us back in time. So like the history, classic in the literature transcend us to the past, and we feel as if we are living and breathing in the entirely different world. Classics are also treasure troves of world wisdom, teaching us important lesson of life. So this literature also from the past, from the history, disconnected, it is interrelated. They have something to teach us. We have this moral lesson to adopt from reading this literature. Important lesson that we could adopt. The history genre in literature is not and should not be restricted just victious wars, they struggles, power, but it's also more about people who are the product of their time and played an integral role in shaping up the world's history and the society we live in today. History is not only about the past. So when we are speaking about history, we are not only dealing about the past, but it's also indicative of our present and future. In every period, there are different people, and within them, different stages. Well, if there are different people and different stages, well, of course, we will learn different experiences coming from different people at different times. We evolve every day, and without literature, we would know nothing about the past. So, without this literature, we will not know about the past. So, this past has something to do with us, on what we are today and what we will be tomorrow. Okay, so literature is important because it ignites the mind. We obtain the capability to see the world we inhabit from an entirely different perspective. It gives us the ability, the power to see the world with a fresh mind. Some of the common themes of literature, like love, conflict, fear, loneliness, growth, connect the reader with this subject and help develop understanding of the self. So when we say literature ignites the mind, through literature, something or someone is able to express his or her feelings and even the emotions. They serve as a medium or channel and even an outlet of expressing thoughts and feelings and emotion through writing, through poems. That is igniting the mind. If you were able to ignite the mind of people through this literature could be an outlet for them, for their emotions, for them to express their feelings, for them to give their insights, to impart their knowledge, to impart their insights, to impart their point of views. Okay? Next, when we say literature, we also understand humanity. So, in this aspect, um, humanity is all about helping and taking care of people who need caring, love, and our attention. Literature helps in understanding human nature and conditions that impact human thinking and shape our behavior. Numerous human cultures, beliefs, and traditions were born out of literature. Literature down the ages have known to give voice to the people and help them express their opinions more forcefully, which in turn strengthens the foundation of humanity. So here, literature it allows a person to step back in the time and learn about life on earth from ones who walked before us. We learn that imperfection is not only a bad and that normal can be boring. We learn that life must be lived to the fullest. We need literature in order to connect with our own humanity. It speaks about philosophy and even the modern traditions and even the ancient languages and literature. Next, we have here also another importance of literature in modern times is modern literature itself. Importance of literature can be felt in modern times as well. Films, plays, music, magazine, comic books, and others are literature in visual form. The actions and illustrations displayed on pages seems to give life to the words written there. In the 21st century, literature exists as an expression of art, a source of knowledge, and an instrument of entertainment. Literature stays with us forever in our minds and in our hearts, owning a part of ourselves and playing a critical role in everyday life. So, this literature, it is a period where literature was written, it is a period where literature is explained and spoken. It was parted to give us the essence of both prose and verse. It is a period where envisage the future and its possibility enriches our understanding of identity, citizenship, and culture, inviting us to think imaginatively about these matters and to explore the forms in which they may be communicated. So we also have here expanding thought and understanding. First of all, literature help us to unlock our minds and perception about the world and allow us to see out of the box. With this, we begin to reflect, ask questions, and understand better. So through this literature, upon reading literature, we were able to get out of the box, seeking, reflecting, and looking for answers to our questions. And then finally, we understand better what literature is all about. Okay, so with this understanding, it means that expanding the mind and expression, that you are using your brain in new ways to access more of it to make you smarter. It involves increasing awareness and knowledge, remembering more, thinking faster, and connecting to new ideas. Since we are reflecting, since we are seeking for questions, and we want a better answer to our questions, it also connects us to formulate new ideas, to find new informations that is the right answer to our questions. From this literature, we were able to reflect, we were able to connect this literature in our lives. Next is develop critical thinking skills. Critical thinking is a skill that is inevitable for understanding and learning things truly and in detail. When we read, we'll learn to grasp the meaning that is lying between the lines. We are trained to the different symbols, searching out the themes and connections between the things. This way, we'll learn to understand and realize the hidden messages and make an opinion out of them. So with this, we develop, having this literature, we were able to develop in the teaching and learning process that can create the process of critical thinking for students. Will practice expressing opinions, drawing inferences, explaining cause and effect relationship, comparing facts, and applying ideas they have gleaned from literature to new situations. Since you were able to develop this critical thinking skills, now it's time for you to express your own opinion, to explain what might be the cause and effect relationship, comparing facts, and applying these ideas gleaned from literature into the new situations. Next, another importance of literature in modern times: understanding others' culture and beliefs. Reading literature gives us knowledge about history, about the past. As what I'm saying a while ago, this literature has something to do with our past that is connected to our present and that will be connected to our future. This literature gives us knowledge about the history, religion, customs, traditions, and provide us the opportunity of understanding the customs and beliefs other than our own. Literature helps us to understand other systems of living around the world. So it promotes understanding. So this literature probably promotes understanding. Lots of problems can arise from misunderstanding. There were scenarios that through the different culture, multicultural communication, the miscommunication arises because of this culture. So we have to promote understanding. We should have background on their culture, on their beliefs, and even their history, and even the religion. Lots of problem arises, lots of misunderstanding arises, especially because we have live in a multicultural world. especially by learning and understanding different cultures. You understand why people do things the way they do. It represents beliefs, customs, traditions, values shared among group of people and even individuals with a specific time frame. So next, polishes writing skills. So reading literature helps manifold in strengthening and improving writing skills. Reading plays a pivotal role in enhancing one's writing skills and style. Do you question yourself after opening a book and reading the content? How did the person imagine and write this? The answer is the most of the authors, playwrights, and poets have read much literature before they themselves become writers. So these are the normal questions that they were asking. So the writers were asking, how do they as they open the book, as they're reading the content, how do this person imagine of writing such? It improves your skill by practicing, exercise your mind, using time wisely, becoming concise with your content, do a bit of freestyle writing. It also expands your vocabulary. So in literature, you were able to expand your vocabulary. A lot of things were being known for this. It also helps you to write articulately and coherently. This means you will be able to write in a clear sentence that flow well and one easily understood using correct paragraph structures and grammar. So probably this literature would help you improve your writing skills through your imaginations, through your perceptions. Next, this also helps to understand ourselves. We great information about ourselves and our responses by studying literature because we naturally collate our lives with those in literature. We deepen our feelings of human reactions and our own self responses as we equate and contrast not only the views of multiple authors but also our own point of views. By studying literature, we can become deeper and more self-conscious people. So here, it helps to understand ourselves, how we typically um range, and what about our emotions? We learn to shift from our own perspective by putting ourselves in the shoes of others. We learn about who we are and what we want to be. And we experience the second order sequence of choice without having to live them ourselves. Like for example, when we get absorbed in a story, we imagine what the characters are thinking and feeling to work out what might happen next. In literature, you learn deeply to think about your own. We grow in wisdom when we see the examples, the complex challenges that motivates and strive of those different among us. And even the stories of people of those different from us. So it says here that people who get involved with literature, reading, writing, or both, have an advantage because they are better of getting to the point of expressing themselves. If you have been in a situation of arguing a point or explaining something complex, all that practice will help you communicate. So this literature could be an outlet, it could be a medium, it could be a channel for us to polish our writing skills, to cultivate our wisdoms, to help us understand ourselves, to develop critical thinking skills, and understand other cultures and beliefs, and expanding our thought and understanding. And even this could help us knowing that history has something to do with our present and has something to do with our future. And that even this literature could probably help us in education. This could mold us to become successful individual someday. And aside from that, this literature could help us. Aside from knowing the important, our main goal is to provide information that could help us value literature and know the importance of this literature that we could apply in today's living and also in our future endeavor. So that's it. And thank you so much. Thank you for actively participating.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your rich content presentation, which can impact our knowledge seeker surely. After your presentation, I hope our knowledge seeker can learn something new, which was our only intention. Learn and grow together, IGP knowledge seeker. Once again, thank you so much, ma'am, for your presentation. Now, ma'am, it's time for our question answer session, which is one more valuable part. Honorable ma'am, please stay with us. After a short video, we'll be back in our session part 2, which is our question answer part. Okay, ma'am? Okay. Dear IGP knowledge seeker, please ask your question in the comment box as much as you want to know from our speaker. Thank you. After question answer, we have organized certification and online quiz competition. After short video, we'll be back. So please stay with us and enjoy our question answer session. Once again, welcome back, everyone. Dear participant, if you have any question, you can ask in our comment box. Our speaker will answer those questions. Let's welcome back our. Once again, welcome back, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am, it's a pleasure.
Ma'am, our first question from Cherry Mia. How can you make the someone or learners be interested in learning literature, especially for some that are not fond of reading?
Well, of course, as what I mentioned, of course, thank you for that wonderful question. Most especially the students. I myself, I am an educator, and I have to find teaching pedagogy, or when we say teaching pedagogy, these are teaching strategies and how I am going to teach literature interestingly. So, since I've mentioned a while ago that literature is also a tech savvy. So, when we say tech savvy, lots of technologies. No, there were lots of technologies that could merely help us in sharing, in teaching literature in the right manner with the integration of technology. It could be exciting if you let like for example, if they are not fond of reading, well, of course you may let them, or even the students, to watch literature, to watch from the YouTube, to watch from the internet, and even showing, and even showing the ways and how are you going to teach literature in a modern time by using different pedagogy. Okay.
Thank you, ma'am. Then next question from Flami. Good day, everyone. Uh, how does literature affect the goals to achieve quality education?
Well, of course, a while ago, we were able to state that this literature could be an outlet. Could be an outlet. It could be a channel for everybody to express themselves. So through this quality of education, like for example, another example is the movie or the film that we are watching from the television. Like for example, Maria Clara, or the is that
Oh,
El Fili or the Noli Me Tangere, let us say. From that, from that we could give a quality education from our students. Okay, you may watch this. Aside from reading the textbook itself, you may watch it, and then from watching it, the educator might ask questions about it. And then let us also, being the educator itself, let us also tell our students that this literature has something to do with our past, that's something to do on our present, and this literature has something to do or interconnected with our future. So learning about the past could be connected to our future and to our present.
thank you, ma'am. The next question from Deuterium Baraha. What is appropriate way to compare ancient literature theories with current situations?
Well, as what I've said a while ago, since when we say literature, this is a trip to the past. The main connection between literature and past, that is, literature is used to report and represent history. It is a historical development of writings which provides also entertainment and also enlightenment.
Thank you, ma'am. The next question again, Deuterium Baraha. What is okay? Same question. Next question from
How
Johanna.
does it
How does literature
turn?
train young minds to be productive in terms of social and intellectual aspects, most especially in today's time?
Okay, so as what I've said a while ago, that this literature could ignites the mind. Through the literature, something or someone is able to express feelings and emotions. They serve as a medium or a channel or even an outlet of expressing thoughts and feelings of people.
Uh, Thank you, ma'am. The next question from Yasser. Uh, how can we make someone love literature if he is considered to be a non-reader?
Okay, so since he is not considered to be a non-reader, there's a lot of medium. That's what I mentioned. Also, that this literature is a form of entertainment. Literature uniquely is an element of entertaining readers. When we read literature, even if you are a non-reader, there's a lot of technology since being tech savvy is what do you call this integrated with it. Technology has changed the way we perceive, interpret. We will ask these people to watch movies, no, and even creating our ability for everyone to write through social networks, reviews, and even blogging. It has been the for better technology has and it will continue to influence literature in multitude of different ways or even different manners.
Thank you, ma'am. The next question from the Lisa. Good day, ma'am and Lisa. How will you encourage youngs to read more literature in this modern time? While most of the people are focused on different social networks like TikTok, mobile games, and its.
So the way, how are we going to encourage people? Well, of course, we have to explain them the importance of this literature, how this literature were able to mold us and be part of our success. Because as what I mentioned a while ago, this literature has something to do with the history. So let people realize its importance by telling them how grateful we are for having this literature, because without this literature, without this past, no, we are not here today. In short, this literature evokes people to become imaginative through our conscious minds, telling stories throughout the different genres and other type of literature.
Thank you, ma'am. The next question from Isha. Morning, ma'am, Anita. Why did literature organize and or start in the and in what form?
Okay, so this literature, uh, it originates from different genres, no? But please let me allow me to send my answer later because I wasn't able to find out because I only focused on the modern literature.
Okay, ma'am. Uh, the next question from
What
Elizabeth.
strategies to
Good
bring literature
afternoon,
in?
ma'am. What is best strategy in teaching literature in digital age?
So, as what I've said a while ago, through we are in the tech savvy right now through the different technologies. Now we could teach this literature with different teaching pedagogy, integrating of this technology that could make literature more understandable, that could make literature more and effective to our students.
Uh, Ma'am, I think we covered all of our question. There is no more question.
Okay, so thank you for those questions.
Yeah. So,
I will
ma'am,
find answer to the one as to the question of sir. Don't worry, I will post my answer on the text box so that I could entertain your questions.
Okay, ma'am. So once again, thank you so much, Honorable Ma'am, for your time in IGP. We have learned a lot from you with new topic. It will add some value to our day-to-day activity along with our academic and professional growth. Honorable Ma'am, hope to
Yes,
see you again
ma'am.
with a new topic and a new date.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Take care. Ma'am, before we move to the next our webinar certification process, if you want to leave this studio, you can. IGP Knowledge Seekers time for the webinar certification process, the most attractive and powerful part of our regular webinar. After a short video, we'll start our webinar certification. After webinar certification, we have an online quiz competition and quiz certification. After some minutes later, we'll be come back again. So please stay with us and enjoy our session. Dear participant, welcome back once again. It's time for to give you certification code. Today our program name is the importance of literature in modern times, and the code is IGP 8057, and the code is IGP 8057. Today's program name is the importance of literature in modern times, and the code is IGP 8057. Without code, no one is eligible for certificate. With code, you can claim your certificate anytime. How to claim your certificate? First, you have to go www.edioigp.com. Then you have to click sign in, and then log in if you already have an account, or create a new account if you are new. Once you're logged in, click free webinars and select the webinar title. Today our webinar title is the importance of literature in modern times, and get enrolled if you have not enrolled yet. Type the code in your certificate code box, and the code is IGP 8067. So 8057 and the code is 80 IGP 8057. Click get your certificate. It is auto downloadable in PDF file already. Just check it in your file manager or download folder. Don't forget to leave a review in our Facebook page, website, in Google. Dear IGP Knowledge Seeker, it's time for the most engaging part of this webinar, which is an online quiz competition, which is our regular webinar activating. To join our quiz session, first you have to go www.slido.com, then you have to enter the code, and the code is morning, and the code is morning. After short video, we'll be back. So in the meantime, please everyone join and don't forget to mention your friends.
Good. Okay, program.
Dear participants, it's time for our quiz session.
আরেকটা তো ফেসবুকে দেখলে আরেকটা বুঝতে পারবো না স্টিমেটে কত লিখতেছেন
Dear IGP Knowledge Seeker, it's time for our quiz competition. To join the online quiz competition properly, please follow my instruction carefully. First, you have to go www.slido.com and find today's quiz or scan this QR code for direct join. And quiz code is morning and quiz code is morning. We'll pick your name from Slido, so join with your full name, which will directly print on certificates. And top 10 will be awarded with quiz completion certificate. And don't forget to mention your friends to join
না
our
আমার
quiz
ফেসবুকে
session.
খুলো 30 তারিখ তাহলে কি শুধু ওয়েবসাইটে খুলেছে প্লিজ দেখি
Dear participant, to join our quiz session, first you have to go www.slido.com, then you have to enter the code, and the code is morning, and the code is morning.
এখন আমি কি কি করবো? আমার বান্ধবী কিরে এই তো ল্যাপটপটা তো মরে গেছে দুজনে ব্যাগ ও বাসে গেছে
আমার ল্যাপটপ নেই জুতে আপনার কাছে কিছুক্ষণ কাজ
আমার
করছি।
এটা আপনার কি
5 মিনিট আমার ফাইল আছে আমি তো নেই আমি কিছুক্ষণ ইউজ করতে পারি না।
দাদা আপনি বলেন আপনি ব্যবহার করছেন যে কোনো প্রবলেম
আমি তো রোজ রোজ তো জানি ও দিনও করছিল দিনও দিতে
আমি কি আমি জানি না কি হয়েছে আমার সাথে।
ওই দিন আমি আসার তো আসতে বলছি হ্যাঁ
To join our quiz session, first you have to go www.slido.com. Then you have to enter the code. The code is morning. And the code is morning. After some minutes later, we start our quiz session. Already 30 people joined with us. After some minutes later, we will start. So please everyone join. To join our quiz session, first you have to go www.slido.com. Then you have the code, and the code is morning.
আচ্ছা সেম টাইমে যাওয়া যাবে অ্যাক্সেস মাইনাস আছে
Already 32 people join with us. Now we will run our quiz competition. So please everyone be ready.
ওকে অসুস্থ নাকি আজকে
Our first question is
জানা না আপনি
theater and literature. Different that option 1. Theaters
ও মাকে বলো নাই
hope to entertain and literature hopes to enlighten. Second option, only theater requires that action be experienced live.
না মাত্র ঢুকলে আমার মাত্র দিদি
And the correct answer is option 2, only theater requires that action be experienced live. And 39% people are right.
কাপড় চোর সাবুন দিচ্ছে নাকি
ধরো না
কি করবো যে
in the leaderboard you can see the top one is Misha Darshana, then in second position we have Rami. Now I go for second question. Evolution has received limited attention in the literature on modern forms of operation. Is it true or false. And the correct answer is true, and 76% people are right. Now I go for our third now question. And the question is the importance of item is allotted to in the is option one, rich material used to create it. Option two, replication of royal family members are their interests. And the correct answer is option one, rich material used to create it. And 66% people are right. Now you for our fourth now question. What is a common type of conflict in literature? Option one, man with man. Second option, man with staff. Correct. And the correct answer is man with man, and 84% people are right. In the leaderboard, you can see the top one is Michelle. In second position, we have Swami. Now we go for our fifth now question, and the question is: this is the fine art of handwriting used in literature and art. Option one, calligraphy. Second option is emoji. This is the fine art of handwriting used in literature and art. Is it option one or option two? And the correct answer is option one, calligraphy, and 97% people are right. Move to the next question. And the question is, what is the belief in the importance of a person's achievements and dignity? Option one, individualism. Second option is communism. What is the belief in the importance of a person's achievements and dignity? Is it option one or option two? And the correct answer is option one, and 88% people are right. Move to the next question. And the question is Taoism and the concept of yin and yang focus on importance of order in society. Is it true or false? And the correct answer is false, and 35% people are right. In the leaderboard, you can see that now the top one is Swami Rakol Sargila. Then in second position, we have Team Asia. In third position, we have Michelle Tarashina. In fourth position, we have Charlene. In fifth position, we have Ria. Now we go for our eighth now question. What is the main center of Islamic learning in modern day Iraq? Option one, Baghdad. Second option, Cordoba. What is the main center of Islamic learning in modern day Iraq? Is it option one or option two? And the correct answer is Baghdad, and 88% people are right. And it's now still our top one is Swami, and then in second position we have Asia. In third position we have Michelle. Now we go for our nine now question. Because of the importance of spirituality in many cultures, religious belief systems are considered harmless. Is it true or false? And the correct answer is false, and 34% people are right. Move to the next question. And the question is, which research question would have the right and good essay about the impact of Shakespeare on modern times? Is it option one, how is High School Musical influenced by? Second option is, who plays the role in Juliet in the 1996 movie Romeo plus Juliet? And the correct answer is option one, and 63% people are right. Congratulations from me, Salim. You are top one. In second position, we have King Asia. In fourth position, we have Leah. Fifth position, we have Charmin Salia Joy Amaguchi. Congratulations, our top 10 quiz competition winner. We have all of your name, which you enter during joining. We repeat your name and prepare certificate, and we'll post them on our Facebook official page. And our Facebook page and group name is Institution of Global Professional. Congratulations to our online quiz competition winners top 10. Congratulations again. Slido will take a few minutes for finalizing the result, and after that, we will issue our online quiz competition certificate on our official Facebook page and group. And page and group name is Institute of Global Professional. At the end moment of our session, we can say properly feed your skill. Never stop learning, cause like never stop teaching us. Be happy and stay safe. See you again and again. We want your participation in every program. If you want to live a happy life, tie to a goal, not to people or things. Albert Einstein. Before I say or hit the end like button, again wants to thanks to all IGP knowledge seeker for your active participation as always. See you in the next session. Till then, stay happy and blessed. Thank you everyone.